Hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Benjamin Gray. I've been with Algorithm for 3.5 years. I've got a lot of years of experience in finance and accounting. And I'm going to share with you a few updates to the platform accounting and finance functionality in Acumatica 25R2. Specifically, I want to talk about Analytical Report Manager in the modern UI, so ARM reports. And then I want to also briefly, within that, we're going to talk about row sets, column sets, and report definitions. And then we're also going to briefly touch on some improvements to invoice recognition process, so AP document recognition. All right. So in previous versions of Acumatica, if a user was going to modify their financial statements or other ARM reports, the process was a little bit clunky. You had to deal with multiple windows, renumber or manually renumbering your rows, etc. In short, it wasn't like a great time. But with 25R2, making those same changes in those ARM reports is a much more pleasant experience. So let's take a look at the row set screen in the modern UI. So we're going to go to Finance down here, take a look at row sets. Okay, we're going to look at our row sets on a different tab, apparently. All right. So yeah, as you can see, there's a much cleaner look. It's a simpler look. They've significantly reduced the number of columns that you have to deal with in your row set. Now they've taken all that additional or those additional columns, they've moved them over into a section on the right here. So you still have all that same functionality. It's a cleaner look, and you have a data tab here and a formatting tab here. All right. Now, one really nice change here is that you no longer have to manually renumber your rows or remember the next sequential row number when you're adding a new row. With the modern UI, you simply select the line above the row, the desired position, and you just click the plus right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert a row in our other revenue section on our P&L. We're just going to simply click this, and you'll see the original row 07 is now row 08, and we have this new row here to deal with. And we're going to go ahead and call this customer rebates. The capital R, because that one. All right, so then we're going to jump over here in our data section, and we're actually going to assign an account class. There we go. Okay, so next we have our data here, our GL data coming from the rebates account class, and we're going to go over to the formatting section here, and we're going to go ahead and make this bold, and we'll do italic because we're high class and fancy and stuff like that. All right, so you'll see a nice little feature here is you get a real-time preview of these formatting changes. So here, bold, not bold, bold, italic, non-italic. There you go. Okay, and additionally to in addition to these uh, formatting streamlining, they've added a background color selector, which is pretty slick here. So say we wanted to highlight a section of our P&L. Maybe we want to look at our gross profit. So I'm going to come down here, select our gross profit. I'm going to assign it a background color of there. Aqua, or whatever color that is. We'll go with that. And again, you get the real-time preview of those formatting changes. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and save this real quick. Tab over to my notes and back. All right, another nice little feature here is I know it automatically renumbered the rows for us. You can also just drag and drop. So say, oh, whoops, I wanted rebates after other revenue. So I can just grab this line, drag it down, and the system will renumber it for me. So yeah, nice streamlining there. Additionally, there's the system will automatically highlight dependent rows for us. So if we're looking at total revenue, for instance, it will say, hey, well, that's not right. Let's look at gross profit. There we go. So you can see the system will highlight total COGS, total revenue, returns, allowances, sales. So you can see where these dependencies exist, and it makes writing these formulas easier. All right, so those are row sets. Now let's go ahead and jump over to column sets. It's row sets. All right, now as you can see, just like with the row set screen, the column set screen has been greatly simplified. Now we're only dealing with a single table here instead of that kind of awkward header details business from the previous versions. You can see these guys right here are designating a column header, and these guys down here are designating column data. You can also reorganize header rows just by dragging and dropping. So let's say actually we want to put the branch name down below the report name here. So we'll just drag this line anywhere, any cell in that row, and then boom, the header section is reorganized. You can also change the column order by selecting any cell in that column and clicking the right or left arrow. So I can get some more screen real estate here. There we go. So we can reorganize this really easily. So let's say the new CFO is really particular about how he wants his P&L displayed. He wants, maybe he doesn't like year to date first. He wants to see period to date first because he's, particular, new, So we're just going to take period to date 2025. We're going to drag this over here to 3 spaces. Boom. Another thing. And a third. And we do it again for the 2024 data, my goodness. There we go. And we've easily reorganized our financial report. The CFO's happy. We don't have to work late on a Friday. Everything's looking great. All right, go ahead and save that. Okay, so just like with the, it's back over here, just like we saw with the row sets, we can also see formatting changes in real time. So let's say we want to bold maybe just current period to date. So we're going to go here to our formatting tab. We're going to select our field here. We're going to say, okay, well, let's go ahead and bold this right there. And again, you get a real-time preview of those formatting changes. Okay, here's italics. Here's strike through for, whatever reason. And also you have those same background color options right down here. We could apply those. Okay, so that's column sets. And then briefly, we'll look at report definitions. We're going to go back here, look at our report definitions. And this one right here. And just like the other two screens we looked at, the row sets and column sets, you can see the report definition screen has just been cleaned up and simplified, much more user-friendly, intuitive. Not any functional changes like we saw in row sets and column sets, but it just is more pleasing on the eyes, more intuitive. Okay, so that's the changes to the ARM reports in the modern UI. We're also going to briefly touch on some improvements to the document scanning, AP document scanning, or invoice recognition. All right. Ew, there we go. All right, so with this latest version upgrade, Acumatica has upgraded to the latest AI model from Microsoft Azure. They're now using Azure Form Recognizer 4.0. So what this does is this provides clear and more consistent results when scanning AP documents and having them create those bills for you. You'll see this. This is really evident in the totals amount field. Anyone that's used the invoice recognition knows that's a little funky. It should be greatly improved with Form Recognizer 4.0. Additionally, they've expanded support for some international locales. So if you are processing invoices from Canada or South Africa, you'll see this. And then finally, it's really nice. There's no setup required for this. This is automatically enabled after you're upgrading to 25R2. All right, so to recap, the ARM report screens, row sets, column sets, report definitions have been greatly streamlined and functionality has been expanded. And there have been several improvements to the AP document recognition.